On June 22, 2009, Seattle resident Molly Gray gave birth to a 6-pound, 13-ounce baby boy named Paxton. During her pregnancy, tests administered by Washington Toxics Coalition revealed some alarming facts. Molly's body was contaminated with chemicals that can cause cancer, birth defects, asthma and learning disabilities, and interfere in the development of healthy reproductive systems in babies of both genders. The bottom line? Paxton spent the most critical months of development in an environment where he was continually exposed to known toxic chemicals. On February 4, 2010, Molly testified on these findings before a U.S. Senate subcommittee. "Something is wrong," she said, "when I, as an educated consumer, am unable to protect my baby from toxic chemicals. I and all other parents should be able to walk into stores and buy what we need without winding up with products that put our family's health at risk. Now that I've learned that companies can put chemicals into their products without ever testing for whether they harm our health, I think we need to change our laws." If Dr. Molly Gray, a licensed naturopathic physician, couldn't protect herself or her child from contamination by toxic chemicals, what hope do the rest of us have? Since 1981, Washington Toxics Coalition has led the charge to protect our region from toxic chemicals that threaten our waterways, food systems, and public health. Through programs that educate the public, promote grassroots efforts to advance change, and advocate for better legislative policy, WTC has spent the last 30 years fighting for the people and the environment of Washington State. WTC knows how important it is to educate the public on choosing safer alternatives when shopping for household items and consumer products. We also know that lasting change will never occur as long as the bulk of store shelf space is dedicated to products containing toxic chemicals known to threaten public health and the environment. WTC advocates for public policy that will restrict the sale of products containing toxic chemicals and force manufacturers to disclose the chemical content of the products they sell. Throughout our history, we have won broad policy changes in Olympia. Most of us believe our government already has the protections in place to keep us safe from such products. Unfortunately, this is not the case. When a federal toxics law was approved in 1976, about 60,000 chemicals were automatically approved without testing. Since that time, the government has required safety testing on only 200 of those chemicals. And the law makes it almost impossible for the Environmental Protection Agency to ban chemicals. The proof? The EPA has never been able to ban asbestos, despite overwhelming scientific evidence of its health risks. That is why WTC continues to fight for and win strong legislation to get harmful chemicals out of our homes, schools, and communities. Here are just a few of our victories. In the final weeks of 2009's Toxic Toy campaign, the Seattle PI reported that the toy industry was spending roughly $25,000 per week on lobbyists fighting to defeat the bill, which was supported by WTC and designed to protect children from toys containing dangerous levels of heavy metals and other toxic ingredients. WTC's per week spending during this same time period was only about $1,000. That is why you, our WTC supporters, are so important. The chemical companies and the manufacturers who buy and use their products are some of the largest in our nation. They have almost unlimited resources at their disposal to oppose legislation designed to keep us safe. We have only you. Please give generously.